Ritesh here. Welcome to my sixth video in logistic regression series. Until now, what we have seen was we wanted to we wanted to maximize this equation. This is I equals to one to I equals to one to n for points from one to n, and sigmoid of zi where zi equals to yi. This is the label of that point. This is the weight vector, and this is the data point. Xi is a data point. Just note that xi will contain the actual values. Suppose if it is a phone, then this xi will contain the screen size, the battery, the chipset that it is using, and whether it supports 5G or not, whether it is dual SIM or not, how much RAM is there, how much ROM is there, everything. So this will contain actual value. So just note that. Okay. Now, now what we have to see is I will just uh, derive the final equation, and before going to that, I will introduce you to a concept. See, what happens, suppose there is a function which is fx, and suppose this function is very difficult to operate on. Okay, difficult to operate, I mean it is difficult to differentiate or it is difficult to integrate. It depends on your requirement. In our case what we have is we have sigmoid of zi. So this is 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus of gi. And what is gi? Gi is yi w transpose xi. So this whole function will boil down to 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus of yi w transpose xi. Now, since I have not introduced you to the optimization, so I will not explain it in very detail. We will see it in our later videos. What we have to do is we have to differentiate this function. This is our loss function. We have to differentiate this particular equation in order to maximize it. So differentiating this last term is not very convenient. So what we will do is we will try some mathematical formulas or mathematical equations or rules that will help us in getting a form of this equation or getting a form that will be easier to work on. So that's why I will introduce you to formula or a concept. Suppose there is a function fx and it has some behavior, okay, but it is difficult to operate on. Now if we pass this function to another function, suppose g of fx, okay, instead of giving a value we will pass this function to this, and suppose this function is very easier to operate on. So what will happen is this will help us in coding it properly in while we will solve for optimization and while we will train, and it will also help us in understanding the concept better. So now which g of x we can choose which will not change the behavior of this function. Suppose if a function has some behavior and we want a function g which will not change the behavior of fx, so we will choose only those functions which are either strictly increasing or which is either strictly decreasing, because if we pass this fx to a function which is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing, they will not change the behavior of fx. So since our function contains exponent, we will choose a function which is easier to work with exponents. So that function that is easier to work with exponents are log functions, and we know all this. So even if you don't know, just remember this, that log are very easier to work with exponent, and you will also see. For example, suppose this is log e to the power minus x. The value is minus of x. Simply why? This minus x goes this side, and suppose the base is e, then log e base e is simply 1. So this value becomes minus x. So you can see that working with exponent and log is very easy. And moreover, log is strictly increasing function. Log of x is strictly increasing function, and log of minus x is strictly decreasing function. So taking log as gx is very suitable here because we are working with exponents here. So now on, what we will do is, since our function that we were maximizing was sigmoid of zi, I equals to 1 to n, and we have to maximize this. Now replacing this with I equals to 1 to n log of sigmoid of zi will not change the actual function that we were maximizing or the actual output that we are maximizing, because log x is an increasing function. log x is an increasing function. What happens is this is 1. We all know that log 1 is equal to 0, but and for negative and for values which are less than 1 we have a negative value, and for a value greater than 1 we will have positive value, and which will keep on increasing, so this is the graph of log x, and we can see here that this is clearly increasing and this is strictly increasing function. There is no point where a value decreases from where a value is less than the current value. Suppose the value of this particular for this particular x is suppose y1, and for this particular x which is greater than x1, suppose this is x1 and this is x2, and the value here is y2, so y2 will always be greater than y1. If y2 is greater than y1, if x2 is greater than x1, this will hold for every value of x in this domain. Then we can say that this function is strictly increasing, and when this function is strictly increasing and if we pass any function to this, the final behavior of the function will never change. So just remember this. Now since we can use log here, now see how our formula changes and how this becomes easier. Now summation of I equals to 1 to n, and this is log of sigmoid of zi, where what we can do is this is log of sigma out of zi is 1 upon 1 plus e to the power minus of zi. Okay, this is 1 plus 1 plus e to the power minus of zi. Okay, now just focus on this. We are ignoring this for the time being. Now what we can do is we can see we can take this as a term, and we can assume that this is a particular term. Suppose this is y, and what will happen is this is log, or make it suppose w. Oh no, w we have used earlier also, so what we will do is we will make it m. Suppose this is 1 upon m, so what will this particular thing will become is this is log m to the power minus 1. Now what will happen is this minus will come here, so now this will become minus of log m. Now what is m? We have assumed that this particular denominator was m. Now we can replace this as minus of log 1 plus e to the power minus of zi. Now we can also replace zi. So now after replacing zi, what will become is this is minus of log 1 plus e to the power minus of zi. Now if we replace this zi with yi, w transpose xi, we know that zi is equals to this. Now this term will become 1 plus e to the power minus of yi multiplied by w transpose xi. So this is our term, and we have to maximize this. This is I equals to 1 to n, and we have to maximize this. Now we have a minus sign here, so we have to maximize this. So what happens is uh, if the sign is minus here and we want to change this sign to positive, what we will do is we will multiply this with minus. What will happen is this maximize will change to minimize. Now this will change to minimize summation of I equals to 1 to n, and the sign will get changed from minus to plus, and this will become 1 plus e to the power minus yi transpose w transpose xi. Now you can see that this formula looks more better and complete, because this don't have fractional terms, this don't have negative terms. We simply have this particular value, and we have to minimize this. So I think this is clear till now. If it is not clear how this negative sign, changes maximum from minimum, we can take some example and we can see that if it is not clear to you, and even if it is not clear, you can also just learn it by heart, or if it is not clear even then also, then please do comment in the comment box, and I will make it clear, or I will make some more videos to make it more clear. So thanks for watching this video. I will see you in the next video, where we will see some other formulations. This is the geometric formulation, where we have derived this whole formula from geometric intuition or from geometric perspective. Now we will see some other formulations also. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video.